All rise. Judge for the B Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1019, Canada case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she...
Okay, people. Let's move on to another fascinating child support case. Miss Canada is requesting child support and back pay for her 3-year-old child, claiming the alleged father hasn't made any payments for 3 years. The judge asks directly why the alleged father hasn't made any contributions, but he has his own concerns. Miss Canada is adamant in her position, stating that she has been raising the child alone and need financial support, even if he is not certain he is the child's biological father. The scene is set for a contentious yet reasonable conversation. Let's watch how it plays out.
Something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you were
wife that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Miss Canada presents her argument. She has been parenting their 3-year-old child by herself without any financial assistance from the accused father. She is straightforwardly requesting child support and back pay, and the judge carefully considers her arguments, noting how serious they are. Miss Canada highlights that she has been paying for everything on her own, including daycare and diapers, and that it is time for the father to take charge. She also says that she has run out of alternatives and is now looking for legal assistance. From my point of view, the suspense increases as the accused parent gets ready to defend himself.
I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there. That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back.
He acknowledges having a brief affair with Miss Canada, but he disputes if he is the biological father because she was seeing other men at the time and hasn't agreed with his request for a DNA test. The claimed father isn't ready to take responsibility just yet. The judge pays close attention, understanding how complicated the case is. The case is made more dramatic by the claimed father's unwillingness to acknowledge paternity. He also discloses that he is married and that his wife knows about the affair, which gives the narrative a new turn. The judge reminds him that he cannot be ordered to pay child support without evidence.
Is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA tested, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Oh, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Without wasting any time, the judge explains that paternity must be established before any child support can be ordered. She suggests free and expedited DNA testing through the Attorney General's office. The judge stresses that this is the only way to proceed. If the alleged father is proven to be the biological father, he will be ordered to pay child support. If not, Miss Canada can look for other possible fathers. As the case comes to a close, the court also reminds both parties that the child's welfare comes first and that the decision is just and cannot be justified. Before child support can be granted, paternity must be established, which can be done through DNA testing or an acceptance of paternity. The court considers the legal principles at play in Texas. In order to maintain equity for both parents and the kid, the judge emphasizes the significance of verifying biological ties. She also points out that the Attorney General's office can help with free DNA testing, which will make the procedure simpler for families. Since these children are reared in child support court and every decision has an effect on their future, the episode concludes with a call to action. If you know someone in a similar situation, share their story.